Hey Leo, hey, how are my fellow Leos? Welcome. Welcome back if you're not new. Today, Leo, we are talking about the next blessing or reward coming towards you because you, Leo, successfully completed the test or the challenge that was in front of you. Congratulations, Leo. I'm so happy for you. So, while you're here, Leo, go ahead and do that YouTube ritual that you do so well. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I post content specific to you. And just keep in mind, Leo, that not every message is for every Leo placement. So take it as it resonates. And if you would like to book a pre recorded private reading with me, Leo, there is a link in the description box that you can copy and paste, and it will tell you exactly how to do that. Let's get into it, Leo. We're going to find out the situation that was surrounding this most recent challenge or test that you successfully completed. We already got one that came out. You saw it. It's the Fool. All right, we have the Fool here. The Mal, which is equivalent to the Empress in the traditional Rider Waite Smith deck. So we already got two majors, y'all. Eh, Here's number three. Wow. Let me just say, y'all know how I do when I see like a whole buttload of majors. It's like y'all flip the script. Y'all learned a real fucking lesson here and made a complete difference. Not only that, but there's also the five of wands, five of jazz in this deck at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so I'm just saying, let's just take a moment to congratulate you on flipping the whole response and thought process that you have with all these majors. I just saw 222 on the timer. So I know this is divinely guided. Congratulations, Leo. That's all I got to say about that. That's how us Leos do though. We set trends. We don't follow them. That's Don't come for me if you're not a Leo, cross Roger. I'm just saying. Anyway, five of jazz at the bottom of the deck here. Yeah, you've definitely, this was definitely a challenge. Not only that, but there was a lot of conflict. There were a lot of people that didn't want this transition, this transformation, this adjustment in your life because it means that they lose out on something. I mean, I'm looking at all the different hands here, and it's like there were several people who wanted to keep you in the same space. But again, let's go back to the spread here. We have the Fool, the Mal, or the Empress, and the Lovers. Yeah. It's like you were put in a position where you had to completely put your trust either in the divine, God, the universe, like just let go, surrender. This was really about surrendering. And because of it, you know, there's this transformation here. And it brought you into this beautiful empress energy where there's, just complete abundance and peace and everything. I mean, creativity. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at the flowers sitting at the top of her head, and it's like If you are a business owner, the ideas just come. Maybe they aren't even all your ideas, but the good ideas are coming, and you're just producing fruit everywhere. Everything you touch produces succulent, sweet fruit. And for a lot of you, it's brought you not just that, but also into balance. That's what the lovers he is here telling me. It's that yin to the yang. And for some of you, it actually, because you stepped into your empress energy, it's brought your divine counterpart towards you, or it's bringing that person towards you. And let's just go ahead and get this out the way. This isn't about, unless I say it specifically because it came from spirit, this is outside of biological sex. It's outside of gender identity. The Mama Empress energy, it can embody anybody, literally. Yeah, let's get some more clarification on this test. All right, got 8 of Wands here. The Preacher, that's the Hierophant. King of Jazz, King of Wands. At the bottom of the deck. Ha, I see what's going on here. That's the Three of Axes, so the Three of Swords. Um, what prompted for a lot of you this transformation was, disappointment, broken heart. Whoever this King of Jazz or King of Wands is for you, many of you were, are married to them. And it may have been something that you rushed into with 8 of Wands here. And we have the Preacher. Again, the Preacher is about, those traditional institutions like marriage. So there was a quick commitment to somebody who may not have been the person that you should have been committing to. But either way, what happened was, there was something that happened, and for some of you, it may be, a third party, where it may have been another person or other energies, or it may have been just, I hear neglect. Like initially, this person love bombed you and made you think, life was going to be one way, and then it turned out to be another way. They literally just, there'll be days, weeks where they wouldn't even talk to you. And it's not because of anything you did. They probably gaslit you to make you think you did something. Yeah, for some of you, this person, again, outside of gender identity, outside of biological sex, the King of Wands energy can embody anybody. They are somebody that's confident. They can be a chameleon depending on the group or the situation that they're in, and do it confidently, and they are somebody who is charismatic, and you fall into you can fall into their spell, because they have you believing that you are the only person that they see. Because I'm looking at this fella here, and it's like he's looking like right in the eyes, right? It's like, okay, like, oh, they just see me, you know. But it was one of those things where it it was completely switched up once you got into it. I'm hearing for some of you, it was about your status and the things that you did for them or could do for them. You checked the box. Some bullshit, regardless of what the situation is, you know? But we're not going to dwell on that. Why? Because you elevated. Holla back, Leo. You know what I'm saying? That's, they can't, they could try to keep a Leo down, but they're not gonna succeed. That's not how that works. Let's talk about this reward or blessing coming towards you. I'm looking at my notes so I know where to move next because this is a new one. What's the reward? A blessing coming towards Leo because of this elevation. So, Leo, I'm hearing that you dropped weight. Some of y'all did like literally have a glow up and probably lost some weight. Some of y'all probably gained some weight, you know, in all the right places, you know, when start working out, building muscle and all the things like that. Um, but some of y'all just literally dropped weight. Whoever this King of Wands is to you, just drop that weight. Mm-hmm. What is the blessing, reward coming towards Leo? Pop right on out. This is haha breakthrough, clarity, the Ace of Swords, Five of Wands again. It's people always in your business, huh? King of Pentacles. Oh, hmm. At the bottom of the deck, the Five of Cups. Y'all, the number 55 may be important to you. If you don't know what the angel number 55 means, definitely look it up because we have the Five of Wands and the Five of Cups. Five is all about transition and change. So, I mean, this confirmation here, but if there are things that you're still mourning about that whole situation, Leo, it's time to really let it go. And there are ways to do it because a lot of times, and this is me speaking from personal experience, a lot of times we look for closure. Some people don't believe in closure. You know, it is what it is. Everybody's different. But a lot of times we have to create the closure ourselves, and that's okay. One thing that I've done personally, again, is to write a letter to that person. I say all the things, but I also take the time to thank them for, because there were some good times, right? Thank you for what you taught me about this, about that. You know, thank you for this lesson. And then I end it with, and now I forgive you and I release you in love like a thousand doves. Now, I don't say the thousand doves part, but got that from Living Single. It's very poetic. But yeah. And then I fold it away from me because this is, you know, a letter to somebody who I am releasing from my space and from my energy because I'm reclaiming all the things back. So I fold it away from me and I burn it. And forgiveness, right? It's not a one time thing because we're triggered. There's certain things that's going to trigger us, and we have to make that conscious decision to forgive that person all over again for whatever it is that triggered us and made us think about that. So now that I've said that part, let's get back to this. But yeah, there's some things that are still sticking with you that have to be released. And that's where we go back to this spread here. Because although there's been this breakthrough, this beautiful breakthrough, there is still some things that are within that uh, are in conflict with this new energy, this new stable energy, the King of Pentacles energy. Let's just, again, outside of biological sex and gender identity. Let's just talk about the energy of the King of Pentacles. One, they are financially stable. You heard what I said, financially viable. They may be a business owner or very good with business, or, higher on the higher in management if they're working for somebody else, up to C suite. This is somebody who is dependable. They provide support, and they can also provide financial support if need be. This is somebody who is very grounded, very secure in themselves. It's somebody that is steady. And let's not even talk about, again, the abundance. They are whole. This is somebody that you can grow with, and they continue to grow. You can aspire together and aspire separately as individuals. Yeah. But again, this is somebody that is on the other side of what is conflicting in your mind, what's still holding on. And as soon as you handle that, the the things that you're still holding on to here in that previous relationship, and it might be some people. Let's let's be real about this shit. This could be some people. It could be behaviors, it could be thoughts, but it could also be people. Because a lot of you have people around you that may seem like they're supportive, but they probably don't. They probably want your life, Leo. Either way, these thoughts, people, behaviors are blockages to the King of Pentacles energy. So that's what's coming towards you. Yeah, because there's some folks, there's some folks that aren't pro Leo. They act like they are, but they only around because of your energy, what you can do for them. They thrive in chaos. They thrive in talking about other people. They thrive in, uh, gossip. And the way they talk about others, guess who else they talk about? So you've had this breakthrough. You really have. You really have. But there's still some things things, people, behaviors, and probably some places that you need to let go. Need to release. I love this. I love, love, love this. So we know what's coming towards you. Just a little bit more work. But I'll try to tell you this mm, this King of Pentacles energy is giving me, like, yes, yes. So what else, Spirit? What else does Leo need to know about what's coming next? What else does Leo need to know about what's coming next since completing this test? What else does Leo need to know about what's coming next since completing the test? All right. Empress. That is not the Empress. The Chariot. It's like words. The Sun. Okay. Again with these majors. 10 of Wands. 2 or 3. Okay. You still doing the things. King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. King of Cups is somebody that is emotionally fulfilled emotionally stable, emotionally intelligent. They are calm. They can successfully manage their emotions. They don't feed into bait, They don't get baited. Yeah, they don't. Mm. And this is your energy, Leo. Because again, we that 5 of cups energy is somebody who still feels certain things because of that relationship. But what's coming next is emotional fulfillment. What's coming next is I release all of that like a thousand does and reclaim my peace. Because the king of cups is somebody who is at peace. But yeah, we have the chariot, the sun, the 10 of wands. Chariot, the sun, and the 10 of wands. Yeah, this is something that you will work hard at doing. The sun, let's just talk about the sun. The sun is something, we talk about the happiest card in the deck. And for me, happiness is fleeting because you can't be happy and sad. We do talk about bittersweet, but bittersweet is more about that foundation. You still have joy and peace and contentment, and you can be sad about something. Happy and sad can exist in the same realm. So, this is a fulfillment card to me. This is a contentment. This is joy because joy can only be submitted and given. Nobody can take it, but you can give it away. What's next for you is conquering and taking back, because the chariot, this is a warrior here with these sphinxes leading the chariot. So this warrior is conquering their peace. And it doesn't mean that it's not going to be work. It doesn't mean that you aren't, again, going to be triggered and have to keep forgiving that person, but it will become easier because practice makes progress. And then, next thing you know, King of Cups energy, Leo. King of Cups energy. You are reclaiming your confidence, self-compassion, self uh grace for yourself. There's a lot of things that you are reclaiming. And I'm talking about, like, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. And it's going to be work. That's all right. The great thing about the 10 of wands is that it's at the end. It's at the end. And a new cycle, brand new cycle starts over, like completely different because of what you've done. Let's get the final message here for Leo regarding the test they have completed. Successfully completed. Let me say it right. Let's get the final message for Leo here regarding the successful completion of their test. All right. Mercury retrograde. Electronic issues, communication issues, review everything. Um, I told you, it's at the bottom of the deck. Divorce. At 3 of Swords energy. A lot of y'all are going through a breakup, a divorce. Um, but that's okay. It is, or you have gone through it, and this is what is igniting. This is the catalyst to this transformation that you are having or have had. So this is just confirmation. But make sure that you are very clear in what you communicate towards people. Remember, Leo, that you cannot really communicate tone through text messages unless you send in voice notes, because people could take things the wrong way. So make sure that your yeses are your yeses, your no's are your no's, your maybes are your maybes. Review everything from your paperwork to the text messages that you're about to send. Make sure you sending them to the right person, because it's easy. You just respond and you send it to the wrong person. It happens, you know. Um, Also, be careful of people who want to come back around. Retrograde, even though we're talking about Mercury retrograde, retrogrades are, going in reverse. Be careful about people who want to come back around. Be careful about um, behaviors that we're trying to let go of and release, and keeping those, because old habits die hard. 2555 was on the card, or was on the counter when I said that. So again, all these fives around here. Yeah. So I hope this helps, Leo. All right, now, like, share, subscribe, take care, and leave a comment. Let us know how things are going. You never know who needs to hear your story to encourage themselves. All right, y'all. Take care. Bye.